Hi everyone, I'm Miss Katie from Rockland Public Library and happy almost Easter. Today we're going to be reading Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. Muncha, Muncha, Muncha is by Candace Fleming and illustrated by G. Brian Carras. Can you say that at home? Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. That's right. Let's see what happens in our story today. For years, Mr. McGreely dreamed of planting a garden. He dreamed of getting his hands dirty, of growing yummy vegetables, and of gobbling them all up. But he never once tried it until this spring, said Mr. McGreely. This spring, by golly, I'm gonna plant a garden. So he hoed and he sowed, and he watched his garden grow. Look, it looks like he's not the only one watching. Can you see someone else here? I see a 1, 2, 3. He watched his garden grow. Lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes. Yum, yum, yummy, said Mr. McGreely. I'll soon fill my tummy with crisp, fresh veggies. But one night, when the sun went down and the moon came up, 3 hungry bunnies appeared. Tippy, 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 pat. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Can you say muncha, muncha, muncha with me? Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, Mr. McGreely saw his gnawed sprouts, and he was angry. So he built a small wire fence all around his vegetable garden. There, he declared, no bunny can get into my garden. Uh-oh, I think he's being watched. The sun went down and the moon came up, and tippy, 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 pat, spring, hurdle, dash, 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 muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his nibbled leaves and gnawed sprouts, he was really angry. So he built a tall wooden wall behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Humph, he humphed. Those flop ears will never get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now. The sun went down, the moon came up, and tippy, 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 pat. Dig, scrabble, scratch, scratch, scratch. Spring, hurdle, dash, dash, dash. Muncha, muncha, muncha. How did they get in this time? You see they have a spade here? They dug their way under. So they dug under the wooden fence and hopped over the wire fence. The next morning, Mr. McGreely saw his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, his gnawed sprouts. He was really, really angry. So he made a deep, wet trench outside the tall wooden wall behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Ha! He snorted. Those pufftails can't get under it. They can't get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now. Do you think he's figured it out? Can't get over or under. Let's see. The sun went down and the moon came up. Tippy, 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 pat. Dive, paddle, splash, splash, splash. Dig, scrabble, scratch, scratch, scratch. Spring, hurdle, dash, dash, dash. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Oh no. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chomped blossoms, his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, his gnawed sprouts, he was furious. So he hammered and blocked and sawed and stalked and drilled and filled and trapped and locked. He built a huge, enormous thing before the deep, wet trench, Outside the tall wooden wall, behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Wow, look how tall that is, too. Holy smokes. I've outsmarted those twitch whiskers for sure, he exclaimed. They can't get through it. They can't get under it. They can't get over it. No bunny, no way, no how can get into my vegetable garden now. What do you think? Can anything get into this? I don't know if bunnies or people could get into this. The sun went down and the moon came up and tippy, 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 stop. The hungry bunnies looked and they smelled and they touched the huge, enormous thing before them. And then, tippy, 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 pat, the bunnies hopped away. Oh, wow. Did he do it? The next morning when Mr. McGreely saw his untouched vegetables, he was happy. Oh, good job, Mr. McGreely. I beat the bunnies, he whooped, and he did a jiggly wiggly victory dance. And then he climbed over, jumped across, squeezed between, and crawled under until he reached his vegetable garden. Uh-oh, wait a second. What's this? Those don't look like carrots. And look, whatever it is was in his basket when he climbed over. Uh-oh, who is in his basket? He brought someone with him. Oh, sighed Mr. McGreely at last. Smacking his lips, he picked and pulled lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes, and with his basket overflowing, he reached inside for something yummy. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Oh no, he brought the bunnies into the garden. Muncha, muncha, muncha. The end. Look, he looks pretty resigned. He's given in, but they're all sharing some carrot snacks together. The end. Those were some very clever bunny rabbits. I hope you all have a wonderful Easter, and I hope it's filled with many carrots, but not very many tricksters. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.